Mhm.
Hi everyone, I'm Carly Farmer. I'm the marketing director at Branch Basics, and today we're talking with co-founder Marilee Nelson. Last week on Instagram, I asked y'all if you had any questions for Marilee, and we had some amazing feedback and questions. And one of our biggest categories was organic gardening, how to get started, how to treat with non-toxic pesticides and fertilizers, etc. So we wanted to ask Marilee her expert tips, and we're going to get started with that today. So, hi Marilee, how are you doing?
Really good. Thank you.
Good, good. Well, one of our main questions was really just for a beginner, how would you get started with organic gardening?
Okay. I am no expert, but there are plenty of experts that we can reference to. And I love the Bio Initiative Food Association, permaculture, French intensive biodynamic gardening. You can go Google those. There's a website called Grow Organic, fantastic. And they are going to all look at ways to, first of all, make your soil good. So that's a key. And you want to get organic fertilizers. Um, and you want to have the best soil possible, because if you do that, then your plants are going to be so strong that you're not going to need much of the insect repellents that we'll be talking about later.
Okay, that's great. So, for someone that is getting started, where would you purchase soil that's healthy or, that's going to start you off on the right track?
Well, I would start learning about composting for sure, and
Okay.
that look into. But Medina has wonderful organic fertilizers and soil remedies, and they are found in Home Depot, Lowe's. You can go to their website, and they have a gardening document that'll tell how to do the different steps.
Great.
Really, really good.
Okay, awesome. So Medina is the place to get started.
I just want to say too, in our pesticide document, we have a list of a vegetarian type organic fertilizer, and then other ones. So there's some options.
Great. Oh yeah, we need to look at that. Cool. So I know you had talked about a garden that you used to have. What did that look like, and why did you choose it?
I had the amazing opportunity to meet a gentleman from France, actually, who did French intensive biodynamic gardening. And he helped dig this garden in my backyard, and it was very small. It was just a row. And it had a yield that was unbelievable. It's a raised bed, and a lot of people are doing raised beds now, and they're great. It's a small amount of space, but lots of yield. And if you really do your your research on getting your soil good and all, you won't really have many weeds or many problems in that kind of a garden.
Okay, great. Yeah. I bet people are ready to dig in. No pun intended. Okay, so another question that we got was, how would you avoid just pests in general? I know the weather is getting warmer and people are starting to see more bugs. So we have a huge resource. We've talked about roaches in the past and a non-toxic roach bait that's outlined in our pesticide guide. But picking from a couple of bugs people were asking about, what would you say in terms of ants, ant beds in the yard? If you're trying to avoid your kids, accidentally stepping into an ant pile, what would you suggest?
This is a really great one. You take club soda,
Okay.
about cups, and you pour it right in the center of like a fire ant bed, and in 2 days it wipes the colony out.
Wow. And that's so simple. That's amazing.
And it doesn't hurt the other insects in the ground. It just goes in some way with the carbon dioxide and oxygen and suffocates the queen, and it's the other ants.
They scatter. Wow. That's awesome.
Good. And then you can always use diatomaceous earth in various ways.
Okay. What about mosquitoes? I know definitely in Texas, this is something that we all dread as it gets warmer. The mosquitoes come out.
this is a favorite topic because, yes, Texas is a mosquito capital. And if you have kids, this is a great project. Put up a purple martin house in your backyard.
I have no idea what that is. What is that?
Martins are birds that absolutely adore mosquitoes.
Okay.
Wipe out mosquito populations. And so if you can put a martin house in your backyard, you can bird watch, you can see them. They just sweep through the air and they're just taking the mosquitoes in your yard.
Wow, that's amazing. I've never heard of them.
And on our document, there's several other really nice non-toxic ways too.
Yes, I know last summer I used the Spartan hanging ones throughout our backyard, and it really reduced mosquito population by a lot. So that was great. Cool. Okay, so the next question was, how would you suggest treating seasonal allergies? I know a lot of people have gotten hit hard with those this year. So what would you suggest?
I'm going to sound like a broken record. But I have to go back into my life and say that my mother, before I would leave the house, she would scream, "Marilee, did you get your," excuse me, she's going to say, "your snot rag." Because I always had a liquid drain pipe going down my nose. I had so many allergies, and my eyes were always watering, etc. And literally, no kidding. Well, I did allergy shots. I did all the regular, allergy remedies you can do growing up. After I changed my diet, I took chemicals out of my very sad American diet. Almost every one of my allergies went.
Wow.
Then I had one that left, and that was cedar.
Right. I know so many people struggle with cedar in Texas.
But when my son had his experience with the pesticides and we removed all chemicals from our home, harmful chemicals, my cedar allergies were gone. So removing chemicals from my diet and from my home, toss the toxins, wiped out the allergies. So the way, if you think about it, the natural pollens, those are natural. Why are we reacting to them? And if we pull off all of these other stressors on our bodies, that will help take care of them. I can't tell you how many times I've had people say, "I've thrown away my allergy medication," and that happened after I got rid of pesticides, cleaning products, and fragrances from my house.
Wow. Yeah.
It's one of those things, you think you need to take a pill or do something, spend some money on a remedy, go get shots. And really the secret is toss stuff out, throw it out.
So
No cost.
Clean up your diet and toss the toxins. If y'all haven't heard of us talking about toss the toxins, you can check out our webpage about that. Okay, so I think our last question was, is chamomile and ragweed in the same allergen family? And I think that's in reference to chamomile being one of our main ingredients. So would you like to speak to that?
Yes, they are in the same family, but I would propose to you that if you have an allergy to ragweed, you very possibly are not going to react to our product. We went to extreme measures to find a very special chamomile. It has 3 allergen certifications from Europe. And one of those says that our chamomile is free of 26 of the top allergens that they typically look for in a product like the chamomile. It's also not an essential oil. It is a water-based extract. And so if you are allergic to ragweed, 2 things. One is, and I recommend this across the board, when you spray your product, don't inhale. I mean, we are not supposed to go around huffing any product that's sprayed, whether it's non-toxic or what. So you just spray it, you're not breathing, let it settle, and then breathe, okay? And also, I recommend you do maybe a little patch test on your wrist, get a a sample of the all-purpose spray a little on, and see if you get any redness for a skin irritation.
Great.
But we have not had anyone say they've had an allergy to our product at this point.
Right, right. No, that's good advice. Okay, well, I think that it reaches the end of this category of questions. I know that there were a lot more, so we're going to address all of those when we can. And we'll also make sure to reference our pesticide guide, which is on our website. And we also share it on Instagram pretty regularly. So if you're wondering about roaches, mosquitoes, ants, termites, etc., you can find all of that laid out in our pesticide guide. So thank you so much, Marilee.
Can I say one more thing?
Please do.
Too good. You know, I have a deep desire to go out and start a garden. That is a big project, but you can start your own garden in your kitchen.
Right.
And there's a great website called Grow Sprouts. And just Google that. They've got all of this wonderful information on how to sprouts in your house quickly, easily. You can teach your children, you know, they have their own little garden, and you can pick it, put it on your salad, or just grow inside. Do something indoors.
Yeah, definitely. I think we actually have a highlight reel of Allison showing us how she grows her sprouts. So that's another great thing to reference as well. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And we'll be back.